What's up, fam? Today we're diving deep into some shocking claims in part 3 of the investigation that's got the streets talking and the internet buzzing. This ain't no lighthearted convo. It's wild, disturbing, and paints a dark picture of what allegedly goes down in high-profile circles. First off, big shout out to Harvey for breaking down these stories. Now, let me introduce y'all to Tanya Wallace. She's out here claiming she was flown from LA to Miami by a Saudi prince back in 2018. She says she ended up on Star Island at a high-end party, and what she describes is just unsettling. She walked into this house and saw a group of adults clustered around what she called little people, young ones dressed up like Japanese dolls. Now, y'all know I had to dig deeper, right? So Harvey pressed her for details, and she finally admitted these little people were actually minors. She didn't witness anything explicit happening, but let's just say it was enough to raise some serious questions about why kids would be at an adult party. Then we get into something even more wild. They got hands on some tape. Now, I can't go too deep, but word is it's directed by Diddy himself. It shows a mail worker going through some, let's call it experiences. He claims he was flown around Miami, New York, LA for these events over a few years. And here's where it gets serious, y'all. If somebody is paying to transport someone across state lines for adult activities, well, that's starting to look a whole lot like trafficking. Word on the street is this worker got a subpoena, right? But he didn't testify. Instead, he's just talking to prosecutors and left behind a tape. And yeah, even if he was all in on it, the feds still see that as trafficking if it's crossing state lines. Now, here's where it gets sketchy. Harvey interviewed two celebs, Stevie J and Ray J, both close friends of Diddy. Every time they were asked about these allegations, they just brushed it off like, nah, we weren't involved. But what's interesting is Ray J hinted that some celebs were paying off victims to keep their names out the headlines. That's real suspect if you ask me. Harvey even talked to Tony Busby, a lawyer from Houston, repping over 120 alleged victims. And Busby confirmed they sent demand letters to some high-profile folks with an ultimatum, a pay-up or face exposure kind of thing. So y'all, we're talking some of the biggest names in the game possibly involved in some really dark stuff. All these claims are unfolding, and if they're proven true, it's going to shake up the entire industry. Drop your thoughts below. Do you think there's any truth to these claims, or is it all smoke and mirrors? Stay safe out there, y'all. Peace.
These three hats have three different meanings. I'm going to break them down hat by hat. This hat represents me, the family man, husband, and father. This hat represents me, the musician, producer, singer, songwriter, street promoter. This hat represents me as a filmmaker, feature films, and vlogging. These hats also represent where I'm from, Miami. The cliche, you're a jack of all trades, but somehow I managed to master all three. I'm Bobby Washington, and these are my vlogs.